Y'all let me know what it sounds like now. I think we're okay now for the most part. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started, man, because I don't know if it's working or not. All right, they said it's good now, perfect now. Your voice is motion shifting. All right, man. So, y'all see the title there. Crazy situation, ain't it? And what I'm basically going to do, guys, as y'all seeing me look up and look down at the same time, I'm just trying to get all these levels correct. Looks like we are dragging a little bit as well. So I don't know what's up with that, guys. But it definitely looks like we're delayed a little bit. So I apologize for that, man. Y'all know I'm dealing with the MacBook. Maybe I'm going to have to upgrade to a PC, a desktop, and it is what it is. But what I want to do, guys, is throw it to Smitty and Azure for the most part first. Let me state my position, and then throw it to those guys, and then we'll come back and we'll chop it up all together. But this is something, guys, that I've known about for a minute. And for you guys that don't know what we're talking about, just read the title. Rex Dickson has left EA Sports. He's no longer on Madden. Obviously, he's with another company. He's doing well in that regard. I could say that. But here's the tricky part for me, guys. I want to preference everything with this so y'all know where I'm coming from. Since I already knew about this, I'll say this: the timeline. Give you a quick timeline. When I went down to EA this year, I was notified of this information. I had to hold it. Obviously, I couldn't tell anybody. I had to respect Rex, number one. Number two, there's information that had to stay in that room. All right, so outside of that, obviously, guys, I've already seen what's happening with Madden 19. So I'm going to stay away from any comments in regards to how does this affect Madden 19. Because in reality, if I speak on Madden 19, which I've already seen, then guess what I would be doing? I would be breaking NDA. So I'm not going to go down that road until EA Sports starts putting out the information like every year. Then I can start talking. So I won't be able to answer any questions directly to how will this affect Madden 19 for obvious reasons. And hopefully you guys understand that. I'm hoping most of us here are intelligent. You guys would be able to understand why obviously I can't go down that road. Was it a shock to me? Absolutely was a shock. And what we're going to talk about here tonight, guys, is how it affects Madden. But I want to get my buddies here, my guys, I want to get their initial reactions because, this is one of those years where we haven't been down at the same time and things of that nature. So I knew this information before my guys here. And again, out of respect to Rex, I didn't share that information because, number one, he asked me not to share. Number two, EA, obviously, we were given the whole, wait until this information is presented by the company and or Rex before you speak on it. So there you have it. So first and foremost, man, Smitty or AZ, whichever one of you guys want to jump in first, what are your thoughts initially before we even go down the road as far as what's the future? Because we want to break that up a little bit. But what were your initial thoughts, man, when you learned the news that Rex has stepped down as the creative director? Yo.
You want to go, AZ?
Oh,
go ahead.
My bad. I should have threw it to one of y'all.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Now, basically, it threw me. It definitely threw me off guard. Like when I, came across it, because I was busy the day he put up the post, so I wasn't really on Twitter like that, and to see it, and I'm like, to confirm the rumors. I'm like, what rumors? I'm like, what's going on? And then I see what Rex posted. I seen all the mentions and stuff, and I look, and I'm like, what? Are you serious? So initial reaction is shock. Definitely shock. Yeah, because like I said, we're gonna dive into it a bit, but just to skid the surface, he was a champion for our community. He definitely was a champion for our community, and to see him go, that's huge, man. That's huge, especially as active as he was with us, and it's so funny. And that's the one thing I will say though, it's extremely funny to see how some people are acting, because with all the greasiness people talk, it's so funny that when they actually would get a response from Rex, it's like, oh man, I appreciate it so much. Oh man. Some people had the opportunity to talk to the man in person and straight froze up like a deer in headlights and they say nothing. But then when they go home, they got mad things to second guess and question. So it's like, and to see those people come out the woodworks with the slick comments and stuff, it's so funny because I guess before Rex, I guess Ian Cummings was highly interactive with our community then, right? You know what I'm saying? I guess Madden 09, 10, and 11 were just outstanding games in their eyes, right? Because Rex ain't do anything. It's like, oh, thank goodness he's gone, right? The heck out of here. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, there's so many things that I could go into as far as what other companies do. Because, like, and this is a great point that was put out there on Twitter, too, what Mills has said. There is no real satisfaction across these communities. You think Madden is exclusively catching this heat or people exclusively complain about Madden like this? Yeah, right. People complain about NBA 2K. Like, people are thrashing 2K18. Even the E-League. And see, look, I watched that E-League game. That game is going to get thoroughly exposed in a bad way on that esports stage. It's gonna look. It's basically gonna be in the same boat as Madden. But see, this is what I'm saying. But people will disregard all that and say, "Oh, but 2K needs to make the game because if that was the case, man, Madden needs to just be shut down and all the other crap." Look, what Rex brought to the table was extremely valuable to what we're trying to accomplish. Hey, valid, legitimate reason why three of us are even involved with EA like that is because of Rex. He played a role. You know what I'm saying? He played a role in that. So yes, this is a big time thing right here. And this was brought up before, and shout out to Dez making the point. You know, it's one of those points, it's one of those moments where it's like you really don't know what you got till it's gone. And depending upon what happens or how things transpire going forward, because remember, I would love to see somebody point out a creative director that's truly interactive like how he was with the community like that. Not a guy that works in QA, not somebody that works at a receptionist desk or something like that. This is a dude that's up in there. Like, he was in there. This dude is in the fold. Getting up on Saturday mornings, doing his own personal streams, giving insight, directly dialoguing with people. Came on to our show talking about potential future things and stuff with Madden and stuff like that. Wanting to let you guys know what's up. That guy's gone now. So when people sitting up, and just remember this. Remember this. The same creative director that people sitting up there saying, get out, be gone, and all that stuff. This is the same creative director that was over NCAA 14. Oh man, I love NCAA. Oh man, I love it. That's Rex's work. I hope you know that. And I mean, the other devs too, that, you know, it's not just him, but he spearheaded that. So you guys got to understand what y'all saying and what y'all doing. You want them to, you want it, you know, for those that actually want the man to be up out of there, I'm sorry, you retarded. If you actually think that's a bright thing to say. That is dumb. Somebody that's actually going to be active with you like that in terms of what's going on with this game and give a care like that, man, please. And the thing is, yes, he's an employee. He's not the CEO of EA. He doesn't run Electronic Arts. He can't just do whatever the heck he wants. I wish he could. Because with a lot of the complaints that people have with legitimate football things happening in the game, he would have shut y'all down. But he doesn't have the final say. He still is an employee of Electronic Arts. He has bosses and things like that he has to follow. So when people do what they do online and complain and all that jazz, guess what? Somebody's going to come to him and tell him this is what you got to do. He don't want to do it. And he just said, how many times has he said in podcasts and interviews and stuff? He's literally going to war at the tables of the war rooms and having the discussions about this stuff. He's even said at some points, like at times, it's dang near to the point where he could possibly get canned because he's fighting so hard. That dude was ride or die for this. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, this stuff that I'm not gonna say anything because he ain't working at EA no more. But there's things that he thought of, and we've had discussions on that we more likely we won't see in the game now because he ain't there. There's things that he wanted it to do. That's why we were like, ride with this guy, man. I'm telling you, these are the kind of dudes that we needed in the building. And now guys like that are gone. And whomever it is that comes in, and this is not slighting Clint or nothing like that at all, because we all know Clint is A1. So I ain't even, it ain't even nothing to say about him. But what I'm talking about as far as that role with Rex is concerned, whomever it is that steps in, y'all better hope and pray that he's at least half as interactive as Rex is. Because if he's not, guess what? And especially all the people that had all the greasy things to say. I want y'all to tell me who's the person that you're gonna turn to that's gonna actually listen to you then. Cause Rex up in Colorado doing his thing with mobile now. So it's not like you're gonna be able to hit him up. So who you gonna contact? Who you gonna contact? That's gonna actually engage with you like that. Just saying. So I'll throw it to you, AZ. Go ahead, brother.
Smitty covered a lot of bases there.
Yes.
But I just wanted people to think about it. Think about where you came from. The first community director that I guess we had somewhat interaction with was Ian Cummings, or at least us, because we were called nitpickers. Remember that? From the Pasta Padre thing. And so you had a guy in there who loved soccer more than football. I don't even know if he played football. You had a guy who was hot and warm on the community, well, hot and cold on the community, or lukewarm, should I say. He would interact at OS, but he really didn't want to hear the negativity, in my opinion. And then think about when Rex came in. He dove headfirst into the community. Justin Duell, shout out to JD, the Godfather, brought us in, and we interacted, started at the same time with Clint. And, the rest is kind of history on that. But Clint, a football guy, played football, knew the game, knew how to play the game, and was a community guy. So if you're saying that you wanted to see him go, that's kind of sad right there, because that's what we wanted and asked for from a community manager and a creative director, not community manager. But now that that's gone, it's like, where do you go from here if you're EA? And like Smitty said, you have to bring in somebody who's either going to meet or beat what Rex has done in the community. And to me, that's going to be kind of hard to do unless you promote Clint. I mean, to me, Clint is the obvious succession because he was right there with Rex the entire time. And I mean, I don't know if he wants to be creative director, because Clint is a, put your nose down, grind type of guy. He's an offensive lineman all through his being. So I don't know if he wants that, but to me, that would be the obvious choice to me. I don't know where they intend to go, but to me, it does not look good for future for Madden. And now football gaming in general is about to get real interesting. But Madden, I don't know. I think you took 2 steps back if they got rid of Rex. Now Rex could have, just got tired and wanted to step out on his own, because there's no pleasing the community, like it was said before. When you're right, you're wrong, and when you're wrong, you're right. You'll never please everybody, and trying to please everybody, you end up failing. So who knows where it's going to go from here? But the man that we had in position, to me, was the right person for it. And from this point forward, it's like you will be looking to see what they do and what they want to do with it. But creatively, Rex was there. There was so much that he wanted to do. And I'd honestly, maybe 2 years from now or a year from now, when he's removed fully from EA and maybe doesn't want to burn any bridges, I'd like to hear him talk about inside the building and what really led to this, and just what he wanted to do that he was not able to do. And that will, to me, tell the story, really, of what's going on in the building, honestly, because we don't know. Even being there as game changers, Rex said he beat the table for us, and maybe beating the table, he broke it one day, and they said, you know what, we gonna go in another direction. And, Rex might have been like, if that's what you want to do, fine. Or if this direction you want to go into, you can exclude me. And maybe he put his head on the chopping block for us and lost it. But at the same time, we know he's going to do well where he is. But for football gaming, for Madden, like I keep saying, for Madden, that's not good. It's not a good look to get rid of him. Because we've already seen the loss of, well, to me, one of the most talented guys, Vic Lugo, gone. Now you got Rex Dickson gone. Colby, who was brought over from the show, gone. So, and we've heard some amazing ideas from Colby that, oh man, like and Rex brought him in. So that should tell you right there the level that Rex was trying to bring to Madden, and he never got to. So, like we always say, it's a corporation. It works like that. You have bosses, and whatever they want above you, if you don't control the ship, you going to turn wherever the boat turns. That's where you're going. No matter where you want to go, whoever controls the money and controls the ship, whichever direction they want to go with it, that's where you're going to go. So it's unfortunate, but it's in the ball's in their court now. What do you do now? But it's a huge step back, in my opinion.
Yeah, man, we're gonna definitely dive into that piece of it as well, as far as how we feel like it affects the future. But I wanted to address a couple things, man. A couple good comments I've seen in here. My man Dez. This is why I always like Dez, man, because Dez, I could tell, is cut from the cloth, and he knows what that means. My man Dez said, y'all go look at the comment, but he said that the subliminal game by Rex has been amazing for the most part, and it has. If you really, guys, just to put y'all on game, if you really pay attention, Rex has been speaking this way about 2 years now. You really think about it. And in this past year, going all the way back to EA Play, because I was going to do a video today, and I was like, nah, you know what? I don't even want to do it like that. Let's just do open forum, bring it here to the show. But I was going to post, and I cut it up. I was going to do a video showing little clips from that interview where you can clearly hear where Rex was poking the bear. Saying stuff like, it was a marketing call. They wanted to focus on long shot. Why don't we just show the game? I mean, he was clearly dropping nuggets right there. Later on, he does interviews with other, podcasts and other shows. Same sentiment. He was very candid on, I want to give these guys credit, the Muttmen podcast, the Four Verts podcast, both that he's done with Four Verts. Very candid. Even if you don't want to listen to us, listen to that. Listen to the other avenues, because, sometimes y'all know how y'all do us. They just, so go listen to other people if you think we just saying what we want to say. Very candid. I mean, as far as saying, hey, listen, it's a real fight between I and the people inside of the building. He said, often I'm dealing with people that don't even know football. They don't even explain why I'm saying that this needs to be there. That's the type of stuff he was telling the community publicly. Smitty knows this as well as anybody else. Go look at some of Rex's streams that he was doing on Twitch. Very candid and telling you exactly what's going on. Now, the truth of the matter is, think about this. Think about if you start doing that for your company, whoever you work for, whatever it is you do. Maybe some of you guys are self-employed, so you guys don't, that doesn't apply to you. But let's just say whenever you had a job, or anybody who has an actual job right now, even if you're the man at that job, even if you're in a top position, what happens if you start going against, the core values, like they like to say in the corporate world? What happens? Eventually, there's going to be a meeting point where, hey, man, you either do this or do that. And Rex said it himself pretty much, in what he posted to the community. He basically said, listen, with the leadership team and collectively, we basically agreed that this would be the best for both parties. What does that sound like? Creative differences. That's all it is. Rex and I have had conversations even as much as a year and a half ago, and I'm not going to dive into it out of respect to him. But there's other little things that I know that he was having battles internally, things that me and him personally talked about, and I was like, wow, for real? So I'm not going to say I saw it coming, but now seeing that it has come to a head, I see why it happened. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, Rex was being very public, very candid with it. He wasn't hiding it. He was telling people exactly how he felt out in the open. But another thing I wanted to address really quick. London Baker says, let me go back and find it. He said something about, let me find it. Hold on, guys. I don't want to misquote nobody. You said... He said, y'all get scapegoated for all of the failure of the product. Now, I don't know if you feel this way personally, but I've seen a lot of people who say things like that. Or they'll say stuff like, it's you guys' fault. Oh, they need to get rid of the game changer program, blah, 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 blah. Let me be very candid really quick. And I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for Smitty and Azure on this. Anybody out there, this might be a PSA for some people. Anybody who thinks that the ball stops with us, I don't understand your thought process. I don't get that. Can't nobody scapegoat me. You know why? Because Smitty, and Azure sit here and do this every week. Tell y'all the facts. Tell y'all our dislikes. Tell you exactly what's going on in that building to a certain extent. Telling y'all when the game dropped, this ain't exactly what we wanted. So anybody who listens to any of us before the game comes out and you hanging your hat on that and you thinking, oh, they're going to go in there and kick the door down and get it done, I don't know what to tell you, bro. That's really sad if you think that the ball stops with us, that we got any real pull over top of developers, engineers, blah, 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 all the way up to the suits. We done told y'all this 100 times. You know what we are? We are you guys having a conversation directly with the devs. That's it. We just giving feedback. That is our only job, folks. We give feedback in a person-to-person basis, and we have more access to the developers. That is it. They do not call me and ask me to make decisions. They don't call Smitty. They don't call Azure, even though, they did accuse Azure back in the day of having the blue Lambo. I remember that. But it doesn't stop with us, folks. So I don't understand when y'all say stuff like that. Oh, y'all look bad. Why? I don't get that. I ain't never looked at any other, I don't look at them 2K, the 2K people, that they bring in for the team up, and I don't look at them like, oh, because whatever opinion they had or whatever, they're a reflection of the game. I don't move like that. So excuse me if I don't understand, but I just don't move like that. You're missing me with that. And I know it's some people who've rocked with us for the longest time that started feeling like that. And listen, bro, I don't get how you come to that conclusion. You feel me? I don't understand this. So I had to address that really quick because it's weird. Because I've been getting comments all day. See, see, your guy, he's gone now, and now y'all, you ain't gonna do nothing, bruh. Excuse me. I don't get it, man. But this is the same reason, guys, why I always tell y'all that we're talking about video games. It's not that serious. That now this discussion that we're having right now is a real world thing. Rex came to a conclusion along with the other people, and they decided on somebody's fate. That's real. So you ain't gonna get me out here saying, "Oh, good, I'm glad he's." I don't get people that got that kind of heart when y'all don't even know that man personally. That to me is just crazy. But I want to switch gears a little bit, Smitty and Azure, man, and try to figure out what does this mean for the future. And I'll be the first to say, man, I'm a little concerned. Not because I don't have confidence in the dev team. Tremendous confidence in them. Tremendous confidence in Clint and, Scant, A-Dub. I mean, numerous people. My guy Sykes. I mean, it's mad people there that I tremendous respect for. Because believe me, I'll tell you something, and I'm going to be very slight with this. We have conversations with devs, and they understand what's happening. They make it very clear to us, like, man, we really wish we could do that, but, we can't. Like, real conversation. Not no dev talk. Man to man, like, man. Victor Lugo. I'm going to just say, let me shout Vic out. Because Smitty and Azure both know how candid he used to be as well. They work there. You know what I mean? Like, they can only do what they're allowed to do. So, trying to bring that back home, I'm concerned. Because obviously, if there was creative differences, it makes me wonder, what is the next step? What was the difference? I haven't been made aware of that yet. I haven't been made aware of Rex's replacement or anybody else that may, be coming to EA. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm sure this stuff will be shared with us at some point, I'm assuming. I mean, to me, it'd be a perfect time to address this. Maybe at EA Play, maybe at the conference, it might be a good time. Hint, hint. That's what I would do when you get on that stage and you tell people what the direction is now. And I'm just saying, because Rex became the face. Clint and Rex became the guys that you associated with Madden, but Rex was the face. And if that face ain't going to be at EA Play, perfect opportunity. I'm just saying, I didn't graduate with a marketing degree or anything like that. But to me, common sense, my common sense degree tells me that's a perfect time to do it. Because, let's be honest, he beat y'all to the punch by doing what he did on Twitter. Me, I wouldn't have let that happen. No way. Man, listen, might get backlash for saying that. It is what it is. I'm just keeping it a buck. If my company and I'm in charge, that's not happening. I'm ahead of that. I'm getting out in front of that before the ex-employer, or employee rather. I'm just saying. So he already beat y'all to the punch. Speculation is swirling now. You need to get out in front of that and kill it and say what it is. But who knows if they're going to move like that. But I'm concerned, fellas. People are asking me today, guys, is there still going to be a game changer program? Pretty sure. They asked me, am I still going to be a game changer? Yeah, I will still continue to be a game changer. And, I'll say this right here tonight. I will continue to be a game changer and continue to be in the program as long as I feel that things are moving the way that I prefer it to move. If things remain the same since I became a game changer and everything is still copacetic, great. But if I start feeling like this is not the direction that I want to, promote, or we don't see eye to eye anymore, then it might be that time. You feel me? I'm just keeping it all the way 100. And, I'm sure people will see this, but that's fair. I think it's fair for me to say that. Because I don't know right now. I'm just like everybody else. That's the one inside nugget I don't know. Did I know about the Rex thing a little sooner than y'all did? Yes. But I have no idea what the future is. I haven't been told. So as long as everything lines up with, our principles, I'm saying me, Sim, I was about to say me, Sim, me, Smitty, and Azure, I'm on board. But if what we believe in and our principles are compromised, et cetera, I can't rock like that. So we'll see. But what you think, Smitty, man? The future of this game, man. What can we expect? You think it will go crashing down, or do you think it's later for the sim guys, or later for the tourney guys, or what? Because at this point it's all speculation. So, what do you think this means, man, for the future of Madden NFL football?
Well, right now it's kind of up in the air because we don't know about what possibly is going to be done. Like this could very much be like the Golden State Warriors when Mark Jackson was the head coach and Steve Kerr came and took over. You know what I'm saying? They were doing good, but they weren't championship caliber yet. Soon as Steve Kerr came in there, he took them to another level. But you got to give Mark Jackson that credit. You see what I'm saying? You can't be like, oh, see, that's why Rex gone because da 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 da. No. Rex is the reason why. You know what I'm saying? Rex is the reason why this game is at this point to be took to another level. So don't, you know what I'm saying? That could very much be the case. At the same time, it could possibly come in, and somebody could come in, and the game can straight up tank. They could be a good video game developer person, personnel wise, but they don't have that football sense. They won't have that sense because when Rex came in, remember this, and Sim, we know this. We went down there, and he's literally put out, he's put out in those PowerPoint presentations at times when we go down there. Hey guys, we hired some more football guys here. We got these dudes. This guy's working on this. This guy's working on that. This guy's working on this. And we're bringing more guys in. Remember Vince Wilfork? All that. See what I'm saying? These are the kind of things that community interactivity is big. And I mean, they don't have to make every move public that they make. They don't have to do that. It's not necessary. But at the same time, though, they are paying attention. They're paying attention and they're trying to get this game in spite of the higher up pressure that they got. That may not necessarily be in alignment. That's why this dude was fighting for what we got. Is the next person in line going to do the exact same thing? Because listen, you can make that stuff happen with the game and still appease the goal of what the higher-ups want. It's just that it all has to layer up. You see what I'm saying? So, hold on one. Okay, yeah. So this is what I'm saying. I want to see. Oh, hold on a second.
Go ahead, AZ. You can rock.
All right. Sorry about that.
Oh, all right. Spin it back.
Sorry about that. So yeah, we got to see what this individual is going to do, or individuals. We don't know what this is going to mean. I mean, this doesn't mean that the talent level of the whole team just depleted because Rex left. Okay, so let's relax a little bit with that. But we gotta also understand that this is a big move because my man not too long ago, he was given he was pushed up. He was promoted. A man had a bigger role with creative direction as far as Madden, and then he left. So, and I mean, yes, I see people saying, Clint should be the next guy. He should be the one. He should be the guy. Hey, I would have zero problem with Clint being the guy at all. Like, I'm completely on board with Clint being the guy. He's got the knowledge and everything else and what have you. But, like I said, I'm not saying that this game is about to tank just because that happens. I think that all in all, that the game can possibly move in the right direction. I seriously hope that is the case. I know some people are looking at, oh man, because of Madden 18, everything's in peril. No, we told you. I said exceptionally on this show, I don't know how many times over. I said when you make that transition, going whether it's from console to console or from engine transition, it's going to be a flawed year. Like you're going to have the potential is high for the problems. That's what happened here with Madden 18. Not only did you have that transition, but like you heard Rex say, you had dev team members pulled from doing the engine transition. You had them pulled over to live to help with that, and then they were pulled in the direction and had to do long shot when they didn't want to do long shot yet. But like I said, Rex and the crew, they got bosses. Bosses said, "Hey, this journey thing is hot. Long shot, let's go now." They had to do it. So now, we saw what happened with that. We saw the end result. The dust is settled. Now let's see what happens with Madden 19. Let's see what these guys do as far as gameplay. Let's see what these guys do as far as mode. Is franchise mode going to move forward? Listen, understand this, guys. It's about to be June in a month here, okay? It's about to be June. When, now we don't know the exact date stamp when Rex left, but nevertheless, they still have to develop the game regardless, okay, of the point of him leaving. And also, this is the other part too that guys got to also understand. Rex brought on board a good number of football-minded guys. That's the other thing, like football players. He just didn't bring in guys that just have some football IQ. He brought some guys that actually were on the field and brought them in the studio to work on this franchise. So it's not like they just got a bunch of piss poor guys in the building and it's just like, oh, because Rex is gone, the head is, take the head, the body follows. Like, no, that don't mean that. So let's keep that reserve. Listen, with every game, we always say the same thing. Keep that reserve for what's going to happen with this game. Rent it, try it, all that good stuff. If you're going to be in California for EA Play, that's even better. Try it out there. See what the game actually is going to bring to the table. If it's good to you, awesome. And hopefully the game stays intact. But even with that being said, and I'm going to do my reactions and videos and streams and all that good stuff. Even with all that being said, still rent, still, demo, whatever you got to do. GameStop rental, all that. Make sure that you're down with this game before you go forward. Okay? But my thing is, when it comes to feedback, see, look, we're gonna do our feedback thing and give our feedback internally and all that good stuff, just like we've been doing. We'll still be doing that. We've said that many times over. It's not like we don't have to necessarily tweet the guys. We can go ahead, we can hit them up directly. We have the beeline to do it. So that's not changing. We're gonna keep that going. But the main thing I want to see, I would love to see a community guy. I would love to see a guy that's going to be just put his hand out to the community, reach out, and be able to interact with us on a one-to-one basis. So that's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? I want to at least see that interactivity on some level, not a tweet here, a tweet there, a tweet here, a tweet there. I would love to see somebody that actually is going to engage on some level. Even if it doesn't have to be the exact same as Rex, but even if they do it to, like I said, a legit capacity where it's like there's somebody they could reach out to, or at least somebody who's observing what's being said. Cool. That goes a mighty long way. So we'll have to wait and see, but this is, like I said, this is at this moment right now, this is a big time. This is a big loss right now. This is a very big loss, especially for this community. So it is what it is. And I mean, like what Sim was saying earlier, people blaming us about the game and all that jazz or whatever. That comes with the territory when you say anything good about them doing anything in Madden. Anything good done in Madden, oh, you compromise. You all these things. Hollywood, my man Hollywood Sports, I don't know if he's still in here or not. He got to experience that firsthand. He went to EA Play this past year. He went to EA Play, played Madden. He actually liked it, commented and said that, did his videos reacting to it and everything like that. And people threw egg and tomato at him. And it's like, yeah, join the club. You know what I'm saying? That comes, we get that every year. That's a given. That's a given. People all of a sudden dust off their Twitter accounts and know our names all of a sudden when June, especially when it comes to mid-May, June hits. So that's gonna happen. We've already seen that stuff happening on Twitter. It's not a big deal. That doesn't mean anything. It's all about this product at the end of the day and what we experience and say, hey man, we need that to be held true. We need that to stay intact. Flat out. So we'll see what happens. Hey, look, as long as they tighten up stuff for the sim mode side of things, that's all that matters to me. Tighten up CFM, tighten up that core gameplay, and make it stand out in sim mode. That's all that's my top concern. Flat out. I don't care about comp side. Real talk. So throw it to AZ.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be short because Madden 19 is gonna be what it's gonna be. It's Rex's swan song, pretty much. I mean, this late in the cycle, somebody knew was not gonna come in and change things. They're gonna roll right along with what's been going on, just like you do in a corporation, to where, or situations where, let's just say, since I work in the school system, a principal. Say we get a new principal at now, and now is the end of the school year. The new principal's not going to try to come in and implement his, ideas and core values right here at the end of the school year. He might do something, a little something, but he's really just going to roll along with the crew that he has. And then when it starts next year, like, okay, so this is what we're going to do. These are the people we're going to do it with. So don't expect anything, but what Rex had in mind for 19. That is what it is. But going forward does concern me. Because what if you get a guy that wants to delve more into long shot type things, or, story mode, MUT? What if you get a guy that's really heavy on MUT and comp side and doesn't really care about CFM, and CFM pretty much fades away? That's what concerns me. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but it does concern me. Because right now you have the landscape, and the landscape is MUT and competitive. You look at 2K League and what they're doing, the success they're having in conjunction with the NBA. And true enough, like Smitty said, there's going to be some ugly things to be shown about the game, but that stuff we as gamers already knew about. People who are just hearing about it look at it like, oh, wow, NBA really has another league that's esports, and, my son plays 2K. Hell, he should try to do that. But on the flip side, you look at Madden, and I said this on Twitter. If they try to put MUT squads as their competitive 3 versus 3, that's trash. I'm sorry. Nobody really wants to watch that.
Yeah,
of competitive dudes playing with MUT cards. It's gonna be here. I'm gonna tell you the strategy right here, man. Oh, here it is. We're at the competition. Let's see what they pull. Oh my God! Problem pulled a 99 Randy Moss, and guess what? Problem's gonna do? Run 9 routes all day. Throw me the ball. So we don't want to see that, because 2K has the side of it to where it's a personal thing of, you built your player up, you took him to the combine, you played in the pro-am, your player got drafted. Now, whatever they do beyond that is if they build you a personal build and all that kind of stuff, that's intriguing, more intriguing than, and I put a poll out and I was like, if 2K League was my card, I mean my team, would you still want to watch it? Would it be as intriguing? And 81% said no. So, like I said, I didn't go to Harvard. Don't have a marketing degree from Harvard and all that. But to me, that's going to be a fail if they try to do that. And that's the only reason. I mean, the only um, avenue I can see them going, because they don't have the infrastructure of my player, so to speak, that 2K has. And think about how 2K has five people coming together playing as a team. To me, that's much more interesting than watching one dude play 1v1. It's kind of like Call of Duty versus Halo. I mean, not to finish people who are good at Halo, but I mean, are you going to sit around and watch Halo 1v1? No, it's not really intriguing to anybody else but maybe Halo players. But watching five people try to compete as a team, to me, is much more interesting. But like I said, I didn't graduate from Harvard. I'm not esports Captain America, so maybe I don't know these things. But in the past, I have been right, and time and over again, I always come on this show and tell you and do the I told you so. But nobody listens to old AZ, so I just sit up with my thoughts and throw them out into the world, and then years later they become facts, and I just sit back and point the finger. But like I said, to get back on topic, it depends on where the new person wants to take it. What if the new person comes in and, he decides, let's just go whole esports route or whole competitive side. Not that they would do that, because their Madden's fan base, as any other sports game, includes ages 8 to 80. So you have to please a lot of people. You got to please the regular guy who can't play Madden but wants to enjoy the experience. You got to please the guy who's competitive, is all outdoors, and spends 14 hours trying to nano blitz and break the system. You got to please the guy who just wants to pick it up after a game on Sunday. You got to please guys like us who want the CFM experience and want to right the wrongs of our franchises when they go out and draft a player that we don't like, or build a team in the wrong way that we don't see fit. And that's the kind of stuff that you deal with when you do a plus title. Bless you. But it's going to be interesting to me. Honestly, I can't wait for EA Play now, because who you going to trot out there, personality wise, to be the champion like Rex was for the game. And of course, they're going to have the big bosses on the big stage, and they're going to talk about something, and they're going to show something cinematic and say it's available to play, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But we want to know the inner workings of what's going to happen going forward. And that's something somebody should ask. Sim. I know he's going to be, he told me he's not going to be there, or maybe Smitty will go hold it down. But
nah, I ain't gonna
that's
be
a
that
question
guy.
that needs. Yeah, that's a question that needs to be asked. What's next going forward, and where do you see this franchise going from here? Since Rex was such a gameplay-driven guy, is that still remaining the focus going forward? So we'll see. But I am concerned.
Yeah, I wanna say something here too. Let's say that this is the same thing that's said 50 million times over. Listen, when you're the only game out there, you're going to get, it's going to be a S storm, okay? No matter what, because you're going to have, it's like being on a seesaw. The pendulum it's going to swing one way from one side to a degree, and it's going to swing all the other side to the other degree. And these guys are trying to balance it. And just like all the stuff Sim said, just like all the stuff AZ said, how can you balance that? You can't. All you can do is try. And that's it. And guess what? The NFL, I don't want to look, just for the education purposes, it's the NFL that holds the cards. They're the ones that say exclusivity goes here. They're the ones that say it. It's not Electronic Arts. They don't run. Like when you see those announcements at the end of or during NFL games where they have the logo come up and everything, and they say, this is a direct telecast of the NFL. If there's any duplications, blah, 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 blah. There's restrictions to that. It doesn't say this is an EA presentation. If there's any duplication of da-da-da-da-da. No, this is the NFL. So that means that if you want options, get at the NFL. Because remember when we said a long time ago, get at the NFL. Come on, guys. Y'all want to get at the NFL? Let's go ahead and do it. Everybody said, oh, no. I mean, it'd be awesome if the NFL let it go, but no, we're not about to go at them. Well, then, if you want choices and you want options, you got to make that thing open. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, real talk. If you want change to happen, don't sit up here and get mad and you purchase Madden early access. You buying packs day one. Okay? If you're doing all that stuff, don't complain. Man, this is some bull crap. I'm pissed. I'm angry. Here's my credit card. Okay, well, you asked for it. Don't contradict yourself. You saw what happened with Star Wars Battlefront. They knew about the model before the game came out. They got to see that, and it was like, man, no, I ain't getting with that. I ain't with that. I could only imagine what would have happened, example, to 2K18 if people knew about that model beforehand. If they got to beta test it or something, and they got to see what kind of wall it was, oh, man, that'd be amazing. It would have been amazing to see what kind of difference it would have made in sales. What impact that would have made on that game before the game released. See what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about. We all know. We already know what happened. We already know MUT is going to be what MUT is. If you feel so adamant about it, don't buy cards. I want the game. I want the mode to be balanced so that way it's fair for that crowd. But my thing is, I'm just concerned about the overall game. But this is what I'm saying. And like my man just said, bro acts like getting at the NFL will do anything. Hey, you don't know something? See, that's the point that I just made. How many people before anything happened would have probably said, man, you ain't going to do nothing in those Star Wars numbers. That's Star Wars. You know how epic of a series that is, man? Hey, there's too many Star Wars heads out here. You can't do none of those numbers. Yet something happened. That's the issue, and that's the number one issue right there. All it takes
is a person to speak up, and then it gets loud enough and people get behind it. Look at the three individuals you have sitting with you now. I mean, Apex, was one of those voices, and people got behind him. Some of those individuals that got behind that voice, and look at where we are now as a community because of that. So whoever said that, man, you need to go back
that's
and
what
revisit
I'm saying.
History and revolt. Period.
People don't have the concept of faith eludes some people. It's like you got to see it happen. It has to happen in order for it to be possible. You can't actually put forth the work and make it happen. Everything's got to happen. Oh, I can't possibly make change happen. Oh, okay. Well, of course you can't. You can never make change happen when you just sit on the porch and don't move. You got to actually get up off of it and get in the street and march for it if you really feel that way. So that's what I'm saying. Clearly, a lot of people don't feel that way because a lot of these people that get mad still buy it anyway. Regardless, even with this situation with Rex leaving, oh man, the series may be in peril. They still gonna go get it anyway. You see what I'm saying?
Some people don't really. If you're let's just say you're in a theater, right? And one person gets out and runs full speed. You're like, oh man, that man looks crazy. But if 100 people get out and run at full speed, you're like, hold on, what's going on?
I think some people,
right? You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying. No, I'm using that as an example. Some people need to see 100 people running before they get behind it.
Yeah, that's true.
And there are those of us who see one person and be like, oh, let's go. So right here, you have three individuals that got behind a few people and ran, and here we are. So, nah, man, gotta have some faith, some hope, and and think better of it like that. Because we already tried going down that road, and
Yeah.
a lot of people didn't really see the value in it, honestly. But I mean, if you think about it now, that's the only. There's only so many ways you can chink the armor, and that's one of the ways. Okay, go in the bathroom, and they hold the rights, like we just said. And you want something done, go to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
I just don't get the logic. Like, listen, man, guys, the last thing I want to do is come off like a know-it-all or trying to tell somebody what they think is wrong. None of that. But I always have to give my opinion. I don't understand how people come up with that rationale. I mean, come on, man. It don't take much for you to figure out EA Sports doesn't have the power to monopolize the NFL. How do you even come to that conclusion? I don't. I'm sorry. If I'm offending somebody, it is what it is. If you're going to dislike the video or whatever. Bruh, I don't get you guys who think like that. I'm sorry. We can't think like that. And I say we because as young individuals, men, that I'm assuming a lot of us are leaders of other, people in our household, like our children, and we can't be thinking closed-minded like that, bro. I don't get that. Who really thinks that EA Sports has the power to monopolize the NFL license without the NFL's consent? Makes no sense at all. And to me, just like Azure said, that closed-minded mentality, what's that going to do? That ain't going to... You can't think like that either. There's always somebody who starts an uprising. I mean, just think about just history in general. It's always somebody. And if that person didn't do it, a lot of things wouldn't have got done. Don't be that person. You know what I'm saying? Don't be that guy. I'm just going to sit around and wait. I'm going to sit around and wait.
I mean, because, you're pretty sure you thought somebody was like, man, you could never fly. Like, guess what? I can build... I'm going to try to build a machine that will put people in there. And it went from that to, I'm going to put a person on the moon or so forth. I'm just using this as an example for you conspiracy theorists out there who don't think the earth is flat and we never landed on the moon and all that kind of stuff. So,
and see, Aaron Wells, man, I'm just going to say this one time and one time only. I can't help you if y'all really taking what Smitty is saying super literal. Like, Smitty is basically saying, you're fighting the wrong fight. Like to say, well, what makes you think we got the power? Yeah, I'm telling you, man, y'all internalize stuff so crazy. Like, where's your comprehension, man? All he's basically saying is, why keep spewing that it's EA's fault when you know it ain't EA's fault? That's all he's saying. Did EA buy the license? Of course. Wouldn't you do it? If it was me against you, and you got the hot shoe, I got the hot shoe, but Nike want to give you the contract, you ain't going to put the bread up? This is what I don't understand about mentality. I don't get it. Like, a lot of this is coming from frustration of the game, but then we can't act like we can be mad and stuff, but know why it happened. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Come on, man. You got to use your come on. So that kind of stuff I just don't like to entertain because it's crazy. And I just try to give guys some game. Like, because, I've learned that, some of you guys are younger than us. That's my responsibility, is to try to pass some game on to people. People always say, man, Sim, every time you do a video, every now and then you seem like you try to drop some. That's my job. I have people that did that to me. I'm supposed to do that.
All right.
So
there's people out here that said that EA would never listen to us when we were giving suggestion videos for 2K or using 2K. They say EA would never listen to these videos because they involve 2K. And guess what they did? They did. Or, Backbreaker, you'll never get Backbreaker to change something. We got a entirely different camera view put in Backbreaker. So, I mean, think about it, man. Just like QJB is an example. Like, QJB started off sending me beats. I was like, oh, these are dope, man. I'm going to use them in a couple videos. And he hit me up. He'd be like, yo, man, I'm thinking about doing videos, doing commentary. I was like, do it. And then once people heard him, And people's like, oh, he sounds like Cleveland from Family Guy. We told him run with it, and look at him now. That man is in MLB The Show, NBA Playgrounds.
It's crazy, right?
Too. Like, he actually did mocap. This is a dude who used to just send me beats. So, I mean, if he never believed in himself, never thought it was possible that he would ever be in a video game, we dropping jewels here, too. So, believe in yourself.
Yeah. Bruh. Aaron, man, I'm sorry. You don't get it, man.
It's all good.
It's all good. If it's over your head, it's over your head, man. EA does not have the power to keep the license. The NFL wants to open it, which actually, we've been telling y'all this for a couple years now. I do not believe the license is actually exclusive anymore. But that's a whole nother conversation that, a lot of people refuse to pay attention to that conversation. But anyway, man, I think I'm nervous, man. I just don't know. It's a tough one, man, because, when Rex says stuff, and, a lot of people accused it of just being fluff and blowing smoke. But no, this stuff that he used to say publicly was real. When he would say, man, when I came in, I had to get these guys, and da-da-da-da-da. They had the same vision as I, and da-da-da-da-da. What have you heard him say this last year? Is he's been saying stuff like, I've been so hardcore with trying to get the game to as sim a point as possible, and then all of a sudden we realized we were leaving off another. Come on, man, use your third eye, man. Do you think that really was where Rex wanted to go? When he uses words like, this was my vision, and I started realizing that I was so focused on what I wanted to do that there was other areas that, I was advised that I need to pay more attention to. Read between the lines, folks. Rex was about that real. Clint is about that real. Anthony White is about that real.
Yeah.
Scanterbury. I mean, it's numerous guys that y'all have like my man Rod, that nobody ever talks about.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Brian, what's his name? My man Harmiller. All of these dudes, man, y'all, they about that real. But they work for a company. They're given what they're allowed to do. Like, okay, we'll allow you to do this. You have this amount of time. We'll give you this many engineers. And matter of fact, go look and listen. This ain't no shameless plug. Go back and look at the interview I did with Rex at EA Play. He specifically said, with a smirk on his face, there's a lot of this cool stuff I wanted to do, but a lot of my engineers was over there working on long shot. Subliminal. Right there. He's telling you, I ain't had the engineers to get that done. You've heard us say ourselves right here on this show, man, it's stuff that we saw that, man, was supposed to be in 18, didn't make it. It's funny, man, because you start looking at these things and you can connect the dots. Now, that's the funny thing, Smitty and AZ. Now that Rex has stepped down, now maybe people will start listening to us a little more now. Ain't that kind of crazy? Maybe y'all will start really being like, oh, boy, let me go back and listen to it. You know what? They do be saying what's really happening. What do you know? Now Rex is gone. So now y'all see that all this stuff that we have been saying leading up to this point, it ain't the devs. Da-da-da-da. Surprise. I'm just saying. Now, some people might ask, well, how come you guys bother with it? Because, listen, again, it don't cost me nothing. It don't cost me nothing to keep fighting for a game that we all want to play. And I'm just talking about football. Because if there's another company making a game that's legit, yeah, I'm going to rock with them too. Just like AZ said, we did it with Backbreaker. We pushed the agenda with 2K8. You know what I mean? Like, we going to do that. I want a football game. I'm hoping Gridiron Champions is going to be dope. Hoping Access Football is going to be dope, even though I give them credit. They're already telling you, look, we ain't going to be on a certain level, but we're going to be able to offer. I respect that wholeheartedly. But the fact of the matter is, listen, As long as things are following along with what I want and with my principles, I'm gonna continue to rock. Doesn't cost me anything. Doesn't hurt me in any way to be a game changer, to be a guy giving feedback in the building. That's where you want to be instead of outside. So, again, I've said that twice now on the show. If the game doesn't go in the direction that we wanted to go in, I mean, and principles and things are starting to be like, then maybe it's something I need to think about at that point. But we'll see, guys. Let me see, man. What else can we talk about in regards to this? AZ, let me ask you this, man. Then I'll throw it back to Smitty after that. In terms of the vision, let's just think about the future. What is it that you need to see or not see that will give you confidence that the game will go in the direction that we wanted to go in? Now that Rex is no longer there.
I need to see and not hear. I mean, well, I need to hear it first because there's not going to be any proof to the pudding till a couple of years. But I need to hear that they still want franchise to be the backbone of their game, or gameplay to continue to be one of those things that's like they're gonna nail it on the wall, and we're not gonna deviate from making that being important. I mean, to me, it goes hand in hand with competitive esports for the gameplay to be right. Because if you get up on that competitive stage and you have some of the things go wrong, it looks bad on your game. So it takes time, and that's the unfortunate thing about switching creative directors. Now we get to change this plane, like Rex talked about, not trying to stop it on a dime, but change directions. And that takes time to do. So which direction do you want to go in? But I need to hear that CFM and gameplay are still top priorities. I need to hear that first before anything, because I don't know what they're going to deliver. I haven't been down in 2 years. So in my mind, I'm an outsider. I don't know if I'll ever be invited down again. It matters not to me. I mean, it is what it is. If they like to have my feedback in person, they can. But I'll continue to give them feedback the way I do. And right now, being a father of 3 boys, that might be just Twitter alone. And I'm okay with that because I'm not spending a dime to, give feedback. It just takes a little bit of time and give them what I think about it. And I'm going to continue to do that in whatever form I see fit. But I don't know. I need to hear that CFM franchise are still the main things. That if you want to venture, hey, stop. If you want to venture into esports, that's fine. But gameplay has to be right. CFM has to be there for those individuals that help build your game to where it can be an esport now. So that's what I need to hear.
What you think, Smitty, man? What is it that you need to see from this point that gives you confidence or lack thereof in terms of the vision of the game going forward now that, creative director, our guy Rex, is no longer there?
Yeah.
What will restore our confidence or restore our confidence?
Same things that I said before, basically. I got to see consistency with the gameplay development. Got to see consistency with that in terms of authentic football. I got to see franchise consistently develop going forward. I have to see that because without, if that's slacking, then now it's defeating the purpose because you have the molds in there now. So they're there. So what I'm looking for is, okay, the molds were put in there, regardless of what the narrative is in-house, we got to see the game. We have to have that gameplay still delivering that authenticity because, like I said this before the show even started. Madden is not a good game on an esport level. It's not. Like NBA 2K, people think that game is great on an esports level. That game is about to get thoroughly exposed. I was watching, like I said, I watched the game the other day. Man, so many problems. I mean, ball tangibility is ridiculously. It looked horrible on that stage, and they're gonna look bad. You're gonna see it, and that's what I'm saying. These sports games are gonna get more and more exposed. The funny thing is that games like FIFA will stand out in terms of the quality of it. It looks good on that stage. Madden and 2K got to step it up because everybody does the exact 1, 2, 3 things, and that's literally it. That's why, like, look, I could watch FIFA on that stage and be ready to play FIFA. I could watch NBA 2K, even though, like, it doesn't look great on that stage. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't. But I could get into that. Heck, I could even play it live. I may not play the regular league games, but I'll play the street. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? It makes me want to play the one. It gets me engaged. Madden don't get me engaged. It's like, man, let me, all right, they got a tournament. Let me just watch it real quick. Let me see what they do. Let's see who executes the same play against each other the most and comes away with the W. We saw a truck glitch. You know what I'm saying? To win the title, truck glitch to win the championship. My man, what's the young kid, Dreeny or whatever? I think Dreeny it is. Threw the ball in the end zone, right? Possible touchdown. I see that, automatically think of FIFA. I'm like, FIFA, they got the organic interactions. It's not a 2-man animation. That sucker is forced. And man, let's say I'm going up, I jump up, throw it in the back of the end zone, my receiver goes up, grabs it, does an animation where he's trying to keep the feet in bounds. With the FIFA principles, in terms of how that game is built and ran, you got to do something defensively to try and stop it. But it's not going to be a 2-man animation or a 2-man animation that's all of a sudden forced. It would just be straight up organic in terms of what it is that you try to do. But you'll have the limb recognition, involved. So, this is where the ball is. I want to try and club the ball out. I'm going to club at it. Possibly knock the ball out. It's not going to be a 2-man force animation. It's, I caught the ball. I'm trying to get my feet in bounds. If they're in bounds, touchdown. If you don't knock the ball out of my hand, oh, well, you tried. That is exciting. That would make me want to watch. I mean, not just watch the tournaments. That will make me want to fire up Madden, and it's May right now. You see what I'm saying? That would keep me engaged all year. The most chaotically dynamic sport out there is mechanically scripted like none other. And it's on a tournament stage? Yeah, right. And no, the game has to be much better than that. And see, once again, this is the kind of stuff that Rex wanted to fight for. There are things, there are elements, aspects, and variables that Rex wanted to bring into this game. So whomever comes in, you got to bring that same flavor. If not, it has to be better. And if not, you got to be extremely receptive to what we're talking about. Because at the end of the day, like I said, Madden is at the low end of the totem pole in comparison to these other games that it's in competition with, in terms of the overall quality. It's more quantity stuff than quality stuff. It's got to be better. So that's why I say my expectation. Yeah, I have my expectations as far as what I expect. That's not changing regardless. This stays the exact same. I don't care who's in the building. But at the same time, though, I know we got to be realistic with it. But like I said, all these people were brought in. So you got Clint. Clint is the gameplay lead. So that's why I'm looking at him like, okay, cool. I want to see what this man is going to bring to the table or bring forth in regards to the game from that position. So we'll see what goes on. But I'm looking for core gameplay and franchise mode to be flushed out even more. Add more elements to it, add more intricate details, add more of the little things that make that game great. That's what I want to see out of this. Okay? So I'll throw it back to you, or AZ can throw something on if he wants to. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. I guess as far as mine, same thing. And I wanted to comment. I wanted to give credit to SimFBallCritic, I believe it was. Excellent comment, excellent point, and I'll kind of just rehash it. And yeah, Zulu, definitely, man. If you're on Skype, just search SimFBallCritic, find me, send me a request, and I'll bring you on. We'll let that for now be the only call in for the night, guys, because y'all know my Friday schedule. I gotta be done. I can't go past 10 o'clock tonight. I gotta travel into my office tomorrow, so y'all know that whole routine. But yeah, just search for my name on Skype, bring you in, boom, boom, boom. Definitely want to hear what you have to say. SimFBallCritic basically said, and I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly, but he can chime in. He said that the bigger the game gets on esports, the better the gameplay will be. That's what we've been saying. Smitty has hammered that home so many times. And that's why it tripped me out how so many people in our community, the sim heads, that's why I never understood the beef with being, the esports side of it, as far as being shown on the TV. And we were like, no, wait a minute. We could get some good can come out of this. The game can't continue to perform like that. When NY Kia, shout outs to Kia, when Kia informed me and Smitty and Azure, because I didn't see it, I totally forgot that championship was on. When he informed us, like, man, you should have seen the ending. A glitch basically, it happened right there in broad daylight. We've seen this before in Madden. I was like, word, good. And the reason why I say good is because maybe that's what it's going to take for those who don't quite understand, like Rex would say. Maybe it takes stuff like them for them to be like, whoa, we can't have that. Oh, no, we got to fix that. If you're going to be on center stage, the game's going to have to be crisp. So, excuse me, I feel like gameplay-wise, yeah, I see the Sixers doing their thing. Shout-outs for putting that score up. Hopefully they get that dub. Oh, and a side note, Toronto, I don't know, man. That's all I'm going to say. LeBron, I don't know what he do to y'all like that. But anyway, back to the point. It has to get better. It can't afford to be on the big stage without being as clean as possible. It's a video game. We all know that. I'm sure they all have their problems. I'm sure FIFA has its issues. But I feel like if it's on TV and there's more eyes on it, and now you got this contract you're going into with, with the ESPN and all that, I'm pretty sure the focus will be clean this game up. Let's get it better, moving better, looking better, etc., etc. That's great. But my man said a key point. He said it comes down to him, what they're going to do with franchise. I'm on that train as well. Of course, y'all know I'm gameplay first, along with Smitty and Azure, so I don't even have to repeat what they said because I'm on that. I agree. But what about franchise? Because for us guys who call ourselves the sim guys, that's our home right there. We like the experience, the NFL experience, the franchise mode, the immersion, battling with each other and building your team and, contracts and all of that stuff, man. The real nitty gritty, the Deuce Douglas blueprint. That's what we enjoy. Even though if the game is, let's say the game is a perfectly playing football game. We still gonna be like, yeah, man. Now we got to get that depth though, cause that's our experience. The gameplay goes hand in hand with franchise. That's what I'm gonna be paying attention to. beyond now that, there will be a new someone, even if it's somebody who's already there, even if it is Clint or, shout outs to SGO. SGO said he heard that it might be Mike Young. Even if it is Mike Young or whoever that's already there, still, the question still remains, what is the vision? Because if Rex and, others parted ways because of creative differences, we all feel like we know what Rex wanted. Here's a caveat. The team that's there were all Rex guys. That's an interesting curveball. I don't think nobody's thinking about that part of it. These are all Rex's guys. Clint was handpicked. So
that's why I said, like when I said, when you get a new principal, of course he ain't going to start firing teachers at the end of the year.
Right.
Wait till he comes in at the new school year and he start bringing in people that he wants to implement his system. Just like it with football. You get a new head coach and say you had a power run team and he wants to go air raid. Well, you got to bring in the personnel to do that. And this is no different. So that's why it concerns me of where they're going to go. Unless, even if it's Clint still might have a different vision than Rex, but it would probably be around the same track. Just like promote within in a football team. If you lose a guy, the Steelers, to use Sim's team, are good for this. Promoting in-house. And it still remains Steeler football. So we'll see if that's the route they go or if EA Sports Cleveland Browns it up. And just, we got rid of him and we're going to do this. And just mess the whole thing up. So we'll see.
It's going to be interesting, man. Let me see. Let me check the chat box. Zulu. Make sure you hit me up really quick, man, because if not, we might even end this thing a little early. And I think I said that last week, and I definitely want to say that here while Azure's on. We might not always have 2 hours, guys. I'm a huge podcast type of guy. I watch all kinds of podcasts, and sometimes there's really not a time limit. There's always going to be a time that I think all of us don't want to really go over because we have families and such. But sometimes if we don't fill 2 hours, so be it. I mean, it still was a great show, so we might not even go that far. Let me see. What else did I want to say, guys? We might have covered everything. Okay, hold on. Zulu says... All right, Zulu just sent me his name. Let me see if I can get him here in a minute. You guys are probably going to see Smitty and
slide over or something.
Slide off for a moment because, using OBS. I'm basically using the window capture in Skype. So you guys will see me do this here in real time. Let's see. Let's search his name.
I just saw on Twitter earlier on in the day, Rex said he would have... Oh, it would have been awesome if he came on the line. Shoot, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. Yeah.
I
thought we was going to have a surprise for y'all, man, because he sure enough said that he would love to come on. So that would have been dope. But,
Yeah.
And guys, you have to respect that man's, his privacy, so to speak. I've seen a lot of people. I'm going to tell y'all what. I saw a guy say this to me, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious. This guy tells me that Rex owes it. He owes it to the people to give a better explanation. I was like, dude. You know what? This is not even worth my response. Rex don't owe us nothing. At the end of the day, guys, listen. Did you hear what Azure said a little earlier? He's a teacher. That's what he cares about. His career and his family. He don't owe nobody nothing. I don't owe anybody anything. Smitty doesn't owe. Listen, we're all human beings at the end of the day. This stuff that we're doing here is our leisure time. It's supposed to be our fun place, so to speak. Our video games, our hobby, our vice. That's it. It's not that serious. Like, that man don't owe y'all nothing. He don't owe you jack. You know what I mean? Like, he owes. No, he don't. Because you gotta think about it again. That's his life. It ain't just about Madden. This dude has gone through a life change. He's in Colorado. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You go from Florida to again. Look what he said in his note that he put out to the community. He said, "Listen, this was this was a dream of his to work on Madden. And now all of a sudden, for whatever reason, whether it's more him walking away or more of, the creative differences, now that's changed. You have to, I don't know, man. I'm just the type of person, I'm a realist. I appreciate real stuff. That's got to be tough. Whether you guys like him or not, he's still a human being. At the end of the day, man, that man don't owe you nothing. The fact that he even put out that note was great. He didn't have to do that.
Nope.
But yeah, man, let me check the chat box one more time. Anything else, AZ or Smitty, man, that y'all could think of? Have we covered everything, or is there something we're missing?
Yeah, I didn't know that the Cavs already had played and they laid a shellacking on
I didn't know that either.
On Toronto. I thought it was just Philly that was playing tonight, and that was it. I didn't know that Cleveland. I forgot that Cleveland was playing tonight. But right. Golly, geez.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Pacers had the best shot. That's okay. Pacers had the best chance, and they were the best team to go up against the Cavs. That's just it.
Yeah. Because, truth be told, listen, y'all know I'm a diehard Sixer fan. Oh, wait a minute. I just heard a chime.
AZ.
Oh, AZ might have went away.
AZ's John.
So good. I thought that was Zulu. So, guys, I guess we're going to go ahead and get out of here, but let me comment on that really quick. I'm a diehard Sixer fan, same way I am with the Steelers. Fortunate enough with the Steelers, I've been able to enjoy, winning seasons. Haven't had that with my Sixers in years. I mean, since my guy AI left, it was really pretty much just, show your loyalty from that point on. It's great to see us winning. I don't know if they're going to get out of the series. I don't know that. A lot of people are overly confident. Listen, my guys are young. Smitty knows this as well as anybody else. Even if guys have never played actual sports, you watch sports enough to know that maturity and experience, all of that stuff matters. They're young, man. Everybody keeps saying, I got y'all going to the finals. I don't know, bro. They might not beat Boston. Let's be honest. They might not. I think we can. I think looking at that game, Smitty, I think our shots were off. They missed a ton of shots in that first game. Same thing you could say about who was it? Who was it that played last? Oh, Houston. Look how off they were last night.
Oh yeah.
So
Mitchell made some nice plays though.
Yeah, he did. Oh my God, the putback.
Especially that putback. Woo.
Hey,
those are some hops right there, boy.
A biased Sixers fan here. I'm gonna say it. Give that man Rookie of the Year, bro.
Oh, he is. He's Rookie of the Year.
But I don't know, man. They're young. I don't know if they beat the Cavs, my Sixers, if it gets to that point. I don't know if they do, man. Because again, LeBron James, man, he's able to. We all have our opinions about LeBron. I'm not even gonna go there. People hate him, people love him, but we can't deny when he's on that court, he do what he do. And he. Somehow he finds a way. I don't know. Like he dropped 43 tonight. Almost had another triple-double. It's something about the guy. It was something about. And now I'm not trying to compare here because I'm not doing that. But it was just something about Jordan that the East was just. They feared him. You feel what I'm saying? Even though he was so good, it was just certain teams. They was done before they even started playing. And that's how I feel with certain teams with LeBron. It seemed like Toronto just doesn't seem to be able to. I don't get it. They're talented, especially this year. With Big Boy in the middle, like Valanciunas, he be down there eating, man. And
the Pacers come to mind in my in the Jordan years. Even though Reggie was never scared, everybody else was.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I just don't get it. I guess you just have that nemesis, man. I mean, I guess it's like the big bad Patriots. Teams just whatever it is, some teams just fall apart. And it's I don't know, man. I just think Toronto, their best, like Smitty. Actually, let me take Smitty's point again. I think maybe the Pacers might have been the best team, not just talent-wise, Smitty, because I actually think that Toronto stacks up pretty good with them, but they just don't seem like they can bang with Cleveland. I don't know what it is. And I don't see anybody else left outside of the Sixers because we're young and we can run and shoot when they on, maybe. But I'm not hanging my hat on us getting out of Boston. So
I think Embiid could be a big
AZ.
key. No, I think Embiid could be a big key to y'all if it comes down to Sixers and Cavs, because the Cavs don't have no big man.
Nope.
Kevin Love is your big man, and he's not banging with nobody.
Nope.
So
EA likes LeBron James. What are y'all talking about?
EA likes LeBron James.
But yeah, man. We'll see. Hopefully my Sixers get the dub tonight. I probably won't be able to see the rest of the game. I got to get myself ready for tomorrow. And pray for me, guys. My air condition went out. Lord have mercy.
Oh.
Bruh.
Oh.
And it just so happened that I'm getting somebody to come by tomorrow, and I got to be in D.C., so my mother-in-law is going to, sit here. But hopefully, let me tell y'all what's happening. Maybe some of y'all know about this. Last year, I noticed that it wasn't cooling as much. Got somebody to come out. They filled it up. A month or two later, same problem. Come to find out, there's a leak in the evaporator coil, like right in the unit in the inside. This guy wanted to charge like something stupid, like, oh, we're just gonna replace it. It's gonna be like $1,600. I was like, not so fast. I don't do anything without getting a second opinion. So I started looking around, and I've seen a lot of people, even people in that industry, was saying, no, man, you should try to seal it first. That at least it'll work for a while. It might get you another 1 or 2 summers, and then you might have to eventually replace it. So tomorrow, that's what this guy's coming to do. It's probably going to cost me about $250, something like that. Put in the sealant, refill it, the coolant. Hopefully, that fixes it at least for this summer. If not, looks like I'm going to have to come out that pocket. But, bruh, here in Pennsylvania, today was 87. It is currently right now still 82 with a little humidity, and tomorrow is supposed to be like 90.
Oh, wow.
But hopefully by tomorrow it'll be straight. And then come Saturday here, it is going to be cool again, like 70, 69-ish. But we dying. Like tonight going to be a tough one trying to sleep in that heat. But what you going to do, man? But
man, you better
that
get some
fan.
window units. Right, you better fan some window units, man.
I got
put that fan. Hey,
yeah, I got a fan.
Open the window and put the fan in that joint.
Yeah, I got a fan. I do have a fan because my wife always hot. I'm talking about 40 degrees she got on the air. So she is dying up here.
Oh, man.
So you live in the South long enough, you get you a window unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all boys up north, y'all know about this South.
Oh, man.
Oh, shoot.
Bro, I'm born and raised in Richmond, Virginia, bro.
Oh, man. That ain't that Tennessee, Georgia heat.
Yeah, Tennessee crazy. Yeah,
we ain't got no beach.
Almost died a few times.
Ain't got no beach near us.
I almost died a few times when I lived in Atlanta.
I spent a summer or two in Columbus, Georgia. So I know. It ain't no joke. Yeah, it ain't no joke. You
walk outside like somebody punched you in the chest with 2 fists and then kicked you in the face.
Standing outside there. We ain't had no AC unit either. We was in the shack. We was strong in the country, boys. So no,
y'all young punks don't know nothing about that, man. All y'all know is YouTube and air conditioning. You know what I'm saying? Yo, a quick history lesson, really, really quick, man. It's funny when you talk to people. Think about this. They don't even know what it's like not to have a cell phone. You know how crazy that is? They've always had one. I'm talking about dudes now and and young ladies that's like 17, 18. They have always had a phone. Think about that. They have never had a time period in their life where there wasn't access to a phone. That's when you'd be like, wow. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's y'all little young whippersnapper.
I went to the log cabin with my niece, and they had a house phone. And she looked at it and was like, "What's that?" It's like it's a house phone. It's a landline phone. This is how you used to get calls before.
Wow.
Like if you walked out the house, that was it, buddy. Wasn't nobody gonna get in touch with you unless you had a pager or a two-way, and you could message back. But wasn't no calling them back unless you was rich and you had a car phone.
Man, what?
Yeah.
And that had an entirely different number.
Yeah.
Different number. Big old joint sitting in the console. Man, y'all don't know nothing about that, man.
Yeah,
Little young whippersnappers.
Similac on your breath.
But all right, man, we gonna get up out of here, man. I'm gonna talk to the fellas after the show for a few minutes, but we got to go. Great show, man. Hey, let's just keep our eyes open. Smitty is gonna be our eyes in LA next month. It is official now, guys. I won't be there. I told y'all, the wife and I and a couple other people, we're going to Mexico that week right before, from the 4th to the 9th. So even if I would have won, I would have had to fly from there to LA. It was just too much. But yeah, I won't be going. Smitty will be our eyes out there. And of course, since I have had an opportunity to already, see what's going on, once news is out, we talking, so y'all can definitely look forward to that. But let's keep our eyes open, man, and see what's going to happen here now that Rex is no longer in charge. Hopefully we'll hear something at some point as far as what the direction is going to be going forward. So,
yeah.
All right, man, and Zulu, man, if you're still here, make sure you connect with us, man, next week or what have you, so we can make sure we get you on the show. I don't know what happened tonight. I sent you a request, but it never popped up here on Skype. So, but all right, man, y'all be good. We'll catch y'all later. Watch some basketball. Hope your team wins, unless you are a Celtics fan. And we'll catch you later. Peace.
Peace.
Go Predators.